Oh, how good. Isn't the garage looking very asymmetrical right now? Isn't it just ace-tastic in here? Isn't it just... Nah, that's it, I'm out of ace jokes. I wish I had something extra. Cards up my sleeve I could whip out right now like an ace. Sorry guys. Anyway, yeah, how fantastic, how good. We've got both the aces in the car, in the garage. So I thought, you know, now is probably a good a time as any to sort of, I guess, form a plan. I've got 2 cars now, I want to merge 2 into 1, but I sort of need to make a list of what we're going to do between these 2 cars, the good on each, and then potentially any gaps or holes that we're missing that we're going to need to sort of overcome. Why don't we get into that right now and put together a little bit of a plan of what we're going to do next with these 2 cars. So we'll start off on the old selfie stick now and get on into it. So I think what we'll start off with actually is the red car. We haven't really checked it out. We checked it out a little bit when we went to look at it, but you know, it's always good to give it a second look, which we haven't done yet, because you always find the faults the second time you look at it, which we've already bought it, so if there's any faults, yeah, there's no take backs. Anyway, so I think having a look at a car here, we've got some of the finest bling bling here on the shield, on the windshield. Yeah, not sure we're going to keep those. I mean, we've got some standard ones over there. These are in pretty ratty conditions. Those are in pretty ratty conditions. But yeah, the bling bling, double wipers, double wiper blades. It's not quite the look we're going for, so those might go. What you might notice on the car is there is a number of areas that sort of have been repainted. Some of it's done not too bad, like this here. That's actually looking pretty good. Pretty happy with the finish on that. But then, you know, in some other spots, oh, we got the bumper here. It's, you know, there's some bubbling coming through, some cracks. They've obviously done it. They've done it. Wow, we got some more. Yeah, more peeling here. So this bumper is, the paint's not in the best condition, but unlike our original one over here, it's got holes in all sorts. It's in far better condition. So I think the bumper's going to stay. If we do anything, we're going to have to repaint it. And we know how bad we are at painting, so that's some more practice on plastic. Anyway, we can see we've got a bit of a faded hood here as well, which is not too bad. And there's just like the odd little crack and surface rust and this, that and the other, and there's a bit of a bubble here in the corner. I don't know how bad that is. It's okay, it might be savable, but you know, we do have another bump over here now. Yes, it is white, and yes, it does also have rust bubbles, but these are much smaller, I think, in comparison, but we won't really know for sure. There's a couple, as small as they are, they could be deep. Hopefully not too bad. Look like just stone chips really, but I actually think that this hood's actually in really good condition. The only thing I think on that is the hood latch is rusty. The one on this one is good, so that's positive. Yeah, apart from that, that's the front of the car. The headlights are looking good, and we've got, oh, that's got this plastic, you know, one good fog light. Oh, and this one's, you know, oh, it's a bit loose, but loose is all right. We can fix loose, but so good. Nice plastic, well, proper plastic, proper hard cap plastic instead of a bit of a milk bottle. So yeah, up the front of the car looking pretty positive. I think we've got a good idea of what we're going to do here. And I think as far as the window goes, seal is looking relatively good, a bit weathered around it, but you know, he's had it in the, we'll be able to, we're going to pull out the carpet, we'll see if there's any leaks, but he's had it in the rain. Doesn't appear to be any leaks, like he hasn't had it undercover recently while it's been raining, so it should be good to go. Yeah, and I think for the most part, I don't think, like, we'll be able to, we'll get this bumper off and we'll be able to have a closer look in a minute, but there's not too much to worry about. The only sort of thing, and we might give it a go, there's tiniest amount of rust down in that corner. We might try and fix that up. Now the other lovely thing about this car is it's got two nice mirrors that match and work and go with the car perfectly well. So mirrors are looking pretty damn fine on this car. Why don't we stay on the outside of the car for now, and we'll make our way inside soon. So tires, you might notice that these ones look like this, and these ones look like, I don't have good lighting on there. These ones look like that, like that. So yeah, eagle-eyed of you might have noticed that these aren't exactly Subaru Ace wheels. Now they are 13 inches, I believe, very similar, slightly different offset. So I think what we might end up doing is actually taking at least these hubs and putting them back on the car. I think these, he said these might be off a Hyundai or something. Don't really need them. We've got Ace wheels over here, even though they're ugly as hell, and I'm still not sure that I want to keep these wheels. But at least we've got them. So we've got that option if we don't find anything else, because I don't want to sink tons and tons of money into this. I don't want the wheels to be worth more than the car, and there's very much a risk of that happening if we get some nice alloys. Next probably thing to go over is, now these runners, as you might remember, oh, this is the good side. Yeah, that's the good side. These runners are a bit of a problem area on Aces. They're normally filled with a rubber inlay that normally falls out or whatever, or they pull it out because a lot of water gets in here and it rusts away. Now they have gone along with it looks like some type of oil paint, and there's a few little bubbles as oil paint does, and that could just be air pockets, could be just water that gets in between the layers of paint as well. It's not necessarily underneath the paint, but we can see it sort of peeling away on the roof, and the roof in general is just a little bit rough. I think, you know, rub that too hard with your fingers and you will be sanded down to bare metal. So I think potentially, you know, we could strip this all down, give it a look at this, make sure that there's nothing too untoward. We've sort of had a quick look under the hood liner. I haven't really seen anything. It's not to say that there can't be the startings of anything here, but fuck me, that's doesn't seem one to come out. Unlike this boy over there. There's potentially some tidying up we can do up there. You know, good thing is it's already been done once, been looked after. Hopefully not expecting anything awful, but yeah, apart from that, this driver's door, I mean, if you can remember the last one, the last red door on this car on the other side, it's got a different profile and a different shape to it. I'll show you what I mean. Like, check this out. It's different. I don't know what that is. Aerodynamics, ergonomics, economics. I don't know. Maybe that's the facelift model. It's different. I don't know why they made it like this. It's different. Anyway, we don't have one of those on our car. We've just got a nice flat one. So, I don't know. Maybe an upgrade, maybe not. Yeah, I think we'll keep that. Yeah, apart from that, everything's looking, the rubbers aren't rock hard. Everything's looking nice and dandy. One thing I did kind of think about is, I'm not sure if it's the key or the locking mechanism itself. It seems to be every old car you drive, the key is always janky as hell. So I always bugbear of mine, but I don't know that we'll do anything about that. This one's missing its surface rust around the edges, like that car. So I think that can stay. And again, on the back, we've got more Hyundai wheels, or whatever they are. So we already talked about that, we can move on. A bit dark here, you know, it's night time and in the garage. So we won't look at the wheel wells or underneath the car or anything like that too much. Now, onto the boot of the car. It's quite dark back here, so let me get my flashlight and I'll be right back with you. Cool. So the giant flashlight I got is just sunstrike. It's yeah, bit of a filming light, so we'll try not to blind you too much in it. But anyway, I don't have a lot of room back here. But we've got a bumper door, boot lid. I actually like this one. It's a different design. We've got the old, I'm not sure, these are both the same year model, but this one's got, it's got the lovely Subaru badge up there and up there. Very much dig that. And it's got this wide, I actually quite like the hella light in the back of this one. But you'll notice the big key difference in here as well is we've got the Ace Clover 4 sticker, but we don't have the Subaru badges on it. So yeah, do like that, but I do also like the Clover 4 badge, but I don't know if there's anything we can do about that. One thing on the back of the car is the latch in here is broken. it doesn't work. So what they have done is, oh, quick change of scenery, is it does have a boot latch in here. You hear that? Yeah, that was the boot. So that's actually quite nice, quite handy to have in the car, but it would be also, oh, Jesus, that was close to having the garage door. But it was also, it would also be quite nice and handy if the key mechanism would work again. Yeah, that's maybe one thing to look at, if we can pull it out of the white car, whatever's broken, and get that latch working again. Now, got some chrome tips. Big plus, we'll be keeping those. Makes your car go 6 horsepower faster if you've got the chrome tips.
I don't believe you.
Everyone knows if you played Gran Turismo and you get the
chrome tips on your exhaust, that's 7 horsepower more. You really need that to win the gold medal on the top races. What you also need if you want to set some time trial laps,
lap records on Gran Turismo, is you need a tow bar. Now, you might be asking, why would you need a tow bar on a car this slow, not that powerful? What are you going to tow? And it's not about towing, it's just about knowing that you could tow, or you could try to at least tow if you wanted to. So yeah, big ups on the tow bar. You can rock around town in this car looking like you're going to tow something, and just getting questions from everyone like, can it actually tow? And you don't have to answer them.
Anyway.
What we've also got back here in the boot is we've got a rear light, or we've got 2 rear lights, and this one does have a crack in it. Good thing is we've got we've got a set of rear lights on that car. And this side also has cracks forming in it. So I'm thinking this is going to be a very easy one. Swap these out. They're really good on the white car, so watch out for the sun glare. But yeah, I think that'll be a massive positive. We'll just finish off on this side, nice and quick and easy, because we've done the rest of the exterior so far. Basically, everything I said on that side of the car applies to this side of the car, I think. I don't know, I've never actually tried the key in here, but really nothing more to be said. So why don't we jump into the interior? First thing to note in the interior is the handbrake. We'll put that down and give us some more room, which we should have done to begin with. But you know, we're in aisles, we like to make things difficult for ourselves. So either way. Now, one of the big pluses for me is parcel tray. I tell you what, if you're into buying old cars from the 90s, parcel trays are like the hardest thing to find. I'm not sure if it came stock with this. I don't quite understand. These are like you normally bolt fabric on. I don't quite know what those are for, but it's even got its string. How good. So you can lift it from there to there, from there to there. That is how you get your groceries in your car, right there. Anyway, how good is a parcel tray? One that actually fits and works. I believe it's original. Oh, it's even got the old circle templates for where you can cut it out and throw in some. Is that a 6-inch? I don't even know if that's enough of a size for a 6-inch. Anyway, you can put speakers there. Got room for speakers here. Same on this side. Oh, mate, just so much room for speakers and activities. So yeah, enough jibber jabber. This is the boot. Really just wanted to show you the parcel tray. How good is that? Anyway, we've got some spare parts in here, some springs. And you might have seen in the other video, we've got the spare wheel in here. And I'll just take a quick gander. And it's all a bit, makeshift in the back of the car here. Well, in the interior. That's not really the mats that came with the car. That does have back, it has the cardboard and the carpet and the flooring, that sort of stuff. Not in the greatest condition, but does have it. So I don't know, maybe I'll think about, we might be able to sort of fix, repurpose, improve. I don't know, have to wait and see. Anyway, I'll tell you what, these seats are mighty comfy, especially compared to that old thing. But yeah, welcome to the interior. Now, I'd say this is where, no, not quite the majority. This is only where 50% of the work is going to happen, in my opinion. So I think I can see why they upgraded the seats. These ones are certainly more comfy, although they look a bit hickledy-pickledy for me, for my OCD. Yeah, it looks a little bit hickledy-pickledy. So I'm not entirely sure what I'll do. I've got way over in the corner there and down there. And I think there's some more under there or over there. And there's also some in the car. But that is car seats. And they're quite filthy, but just about all of them have one piece in it that's not ripped. So I don't think I've got any complete good seats, but we might be able to make some complete good Ace seats out of it. Might not be as comfy as these seats though. Might look at other options. I kind of like these, but I've also wondered, like, what if we get some WRX or STI seats in here? Fuck, that would be cool. Don't know if I can make that work, but fuck, it'd be cool. Just be like, brum, in the Rex, sitting in your WRX STI seats. Brum. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it. But yeah, I think this is all sort of taken out of it. Out of a Nissan Micra, I think we had a good old. We got Nissan down there. And same with the carpet. It's out of another small car and kind of been cut to made fit. And while it's not horrible, it's also not wonderful. And the carpet is pretty worn in that one. And if I start washing and scrubbing it, I don't know if it's going to last. But I think I might try and refurbish the carpet in there. See if we can get it in here, because I think that would be quite nice, just to get the original lay back in here. Not the biggest fan of the Velcro and the stuff, but it does the job, so we've got that going for us. We've got the door cards. These are in, I mean, they're there. I actually think the door cards in this car are actually in pretty, very good nick. This car here has done, I think this car's only done 115,000. Now, online records only go so far back, and being this car is quite old, from the early 90s, that could be 215,000, but I think it's 115. That one's 175,000, but it could also be 275,000 for the same reasons. Records only go so far back. So for the mileage of that car, it's actually got some really good parts on it. So I'm thinking door cards wise and interior pieces, like some of these are quite worn and you can get some plastic refresheners and stuff, but I mean, hey, why do that when we've got some sitting right next to us? So it might be a bit of an interior swap out in this car. Also, if we look at the dash here, I actually don't mind the red. I think it's quite nice in this car. It's not quite the same red, but I do like the little bit of metallic shiny red in here. The only things I don't really love is that, you know, we've got the grey, you know, words are leaving my brain right now. Thingy-mabob that you put your books and your sunglasses and crap into. Just looks a bit off. I mean, I can see the other things have been painted black. This is actually in black and looking quite nice, but I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of it. But apart from that, like, I think the heater core, or at least this, is in far better condition than ours. It's got a working stereo. How good. Yeah, ashtray. It's actually got a cigarette lighter in this one, so that's a big bonus. So I'm actually thinking that, you know, some of the paint is peeling. Don't quite love the grey there, and maybe I'll take it out of the white car and put it into this one. I'm thinking that would be nice. I mean, it's going to go back to grey, but it's in pretty good condition in that car, so can't really pass it up. Same with the steering wheel. There's nothing really wrong in this car. It's just more worn out in certain parts, and in other parts it's much better. So yeah, thinking about swapping out those slightly more worn parts. One other thing that you might have noticed is we've got like a little LED light here. What's that for? Now, slightly worrying what that means, and we've already seen a couple of bits of other evidence of it, is someone's been tinkering with the wiring in this car. They tried to, by the looks of it, install a alarm and also central lock into it. Whoa, get down. I'm pretty sure my car doesn't have those. I think that's for the alarm, so I can tell. And I don't think that's standard car issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Didn't see them on my car. I'm surprised that my other one doesn't have security. I mean, everyone wants to steal an Ace. Yeah, might be a bit of investigating there. And to be honest, when we were talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, I could get that up and running. Alarm, central locking, oh, how good. And maybe work on the stereo, a couple of fixes here and there. Oh, that'd be primo. I have actually done that to an old car before. My Austin Maxi that I had when I was younger, I put full central locking into that with a remote alarm and a stereo with 6 speakers and an amp, and wired all that up. Great fun, but it put a massive drain on the battery. I mean, that caused funny things to happen because I guess it was in an older type of car. They don't have relays and all that in the same way that modern cars do, so the way it stores electricity, I guess, is a bit different, and the way it sends it around the car. because I think it caused a couple of issues with high and low beam. Like you'd flick the car on high beams and the dash lights would turn out, something like that. Or maybe, no, if you had the car on normal beams, the high beam light would come on, but the normal dash lights would go out, but you could still kind of see the dash because the high beam light, the blue light, was slightly illuminating the dash. But then if you put high beams on, the high beam light went out, but the rest of the dash lights came on, which was great. But then you're high beaming everyone as you're driving down the road. Anyway, rambling again. Long story short, wiring in old cars can do funny things. So that car was from the 70s. So we're in the 90s now, at least. So hopefully we've had a few technological improvements since then. Yeah, I'm pretty keen to tinker around, see what's in the car, and maybe see if there's something else out there that we could install. That'd be cool. I'd love some remotes. Then we don't have to worry about keys in the doors. That's always a pain in these type of cars. But yeah, the other thing we've got to watch out for is battery drain. So the white car seems to have no problem with battery drain. He said in this one, it's not bad. The car lasts a week and a half, 2 weeks, pretty standard, but yeah, you see the battery's a bit old in this car, so maybe with a newer battery, it'll be just fine. There won't be much battery drain. So if you do leave this part for 2 weeks, you won't need to jump start it. But we'll have to go through all of that and figure that out. Anyway, apart from that, I mean, that's a bit cracky. I don't even. Oh yeah, we've got a bulb. It works. Roof lining. Now I don't know if that's original, but I think it might be. Looks squeaky. Looks in pretty good nick, to be honest. But the seats are actually like super comfy, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the seat. One other thing I've thought about doing, and this would cost money, but what that side's like. That side's alright. Doesn't have retractable seat belts in the back. And this side, it's working a bit better. But also, if we get a bit of a demonstration. Yeah, I think these, it just doesn't feel right. Not a good click. So these might be a bit past their use by date, but that's all right. I know where I've got another pair of those, so fantastic. That's something else we can do on the inners here. We've got old Skull Rock door latches. When I first saw those, I was like, oh, I'll get rid of those. But I mean, to be honest, the more I look at them, the more I kind of just adds a bit of character to the car. They might stay. They really might. The only thing I don't like is I've only got 2 out of 4 doing my OCD in. That's pretty much it in terms of the inners of the car. One thing I did want to check is I saw my car had a couple of plastic bits there for the side door handle. I was like, oh, I hope this car has one. Accessories really get me going. So this car's got some accessories, and just the more we can look out for, the better. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior of the car. So a bit of work to do here as well. But yeah. I think it's doable. Here's the engine bay. Ta-da! So here's our engine bay. So a few things you might notice is that the engine bay is generally black, and it's kind of a lot of the work that has been done on this car in the past has been to prolong the life of it, and I think it's done a good job. It's got it to here today. So really what I'm excited about this car is it seems to have a good base, and we can give it another 10 years life. Yeah, they've generally around the car gone and painted all the danger areas, and I guess the engine bay is one of them. You get engine bay rust. Just giving it a good lick of coat over everything to hopefully protect it from the elements just that little bit longer. Other things as well is we've got, I don't know if this has been painted or not, but we've got a black one there. The good thing is that this car here came with a red one. A bit scuffed up, but it's red. So again, options. I love options. Anyway, so engine wise, this car, how does it run? How does it feel? So I guess a bit of work to do here as well. Good thing is that this car is running reasonably well. It's been serviced and looked after, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Doesn't have, I mean, it's got some kilometers on it, but it's not the worst amount of kilometers on it either. Starts up really, really well. You would have seen that in the last video. It just, boom, just kicks into gear from cold. Whereas that car, a bit more of a struggle street to get going. So what does that mean? It means that kind of like this car, at least the starting mechanism on this car, the starting motor, potentially it's, that one might not be so bad. Potentially that one just needs a bit of a service, oil change, spark plugs. I've pulled this off to look at the air filter, and it's about as grey as a field mouse. So it's definitely not getting enough oxygen, which is probably why you're in reverse. and you reverse, and then you flick it into neutral before, you know, going to find first gear, the car just seems to stall itself because it just flutters, stutters, and stalls. So that car might run a bit better if we look at the spark plugs and the air filter and the carb, basically. Might just need a little bit of tune up. I don't know, maybe it won't. But why does that matter? Because I guess this engine, while it starts up really well, it doesn't necessarily always run really well. So a couple of problems with this. We've got a nice rocker cover here, but it leaks oil. Don't really know where, but at least on the drive home, got a good smell of burnt oil.
Yummers.
So, I mean, we've got the exhaust right here, manifold. So wherever it's coming out, doesn't really matter. And it's just the seal on it. It's not a crack or anything. And I bet those rubber washers have never been replaced in its life either. So that's potentially one job. And I was thinking, we could just whip that one onto this one. I don't know. Will that work? Maybe. We can give it a try. Can't be much worse. But driving at home, like I said, driving that car, gearbox is fantastic. Just whip it through the gears. So I can't really tell where the clutch is on that car. Like you can tell because eventually at some point the car starts going, but in terms of like pressure, can't feel anything. Now in this car, you can definitely feel pressure. I don't know if they've put a non-standard clutch or anything in this car. Don't know, but at least you put your foot down and then you can feel it. Now it doesn't have much clutch in this car, but you can definitely feel it right at the end. The other problem though is that, I mean, this might not really convey the message, but it feels a bit loose, even just finding some of the gears. I was dropping back down. It's a bit grindy, cranky, noisy. Yeah, this one, and this could just be gear linkage. Oh, that just sounds so much better. It's just like solidly going in, you know, bounces back into place. So I'm actually like, love the way this car starts up, but in terms of its gearbox, this one is very loose, not that great. So I've kind of got two half engines. One half works great on one car and one half works great on the other car. So didn't really want to get around into pulling engines out and pulling them apart and remating them, because anytime you do that, you just risk upsetting it all. But that might be the go in this case. So I think what we'll start off doing, we'll basically have a look at the service maintenance items. We'll check the oil, air filters, oil filters. This one apparently needs a new water pump as well. So that might need looking at regardless. Not even sure when the cam belt was done on either of these cars. Might just do that out of safety, I don't know. Yeah, I'll see if I can find, I can't see any numbers or stickers here, but we might have to look at that. So yeah, it's maybe a bit of work just to get an amazing engine. That one's really good, just doesn't start well. This one starts really well, doesn't fly through the gears very well. It's a little grindy at times, or a little, maybe we need to take the clutch out of that one into this one, or the clutch, the gearbox housing and all that, and just mate it onto here. So the other thing I don't quite know, because I never quite had to pull out a front wheel drive engine or such, is how much work's involved and if I can just unbolt this and drop it out or what. So I'm gonna have to figure all of that out, knowing absolutely nothing. So that'll be fun. Don't have an engine stand, don't have a jack stand. So whatever I do, sounds like a hard day later. But yeah, that's pretty much it from engine wise. Apart from that, it drives fine. Some of the brakes and wheels are a little noisy at times going around corners. They're no worse than the other car. It's certainly doesn't, not even close to as bad as that car. I think 3 out of the 4 wheels on that are buckled and got blown wheel bearings and have had for a while. These ones sound a little noisy every now and then. It could just be rubbing brakes. Just sounds much more like rubbing brakes than anything. The car doesn't get used that much. We can check all that out. Really, probably leave it as is. I mean, kind of works just every now and then, makes a little squeak. Underside of the car, I've had a look. I mean, I won't show you now, but I have looked under the car, and it has been, you know, as we can see how they've done in here, they have gone under the car with seal. So I'm sure I'll give it a closer look at some point in time, see if there's any missed spots, but they've done the whole under the car. So that's kind of nice. Don't really have to worry about too much down there. Like I said, there's probably just the one spot down in this corner where you can see just over time, just from being on a hoist, probably taking it to the mechanics, they've put it too close towards the tyre wall, rim wall, whatever you call it, just bent it and, you know, broken through the paint eventually, and that's all right. I'm sure there's an easy fix in there. Probably just bit of scrubbing back of the paint, bit of a reseal, bit of rattle can restoration involved. I'm actually really excited. There's lots to get into. I think just about everything on this car, you could look at doing something, but it's not in a shitstorm of a state. Unlike the white car, where there's some really good things about it, and then there's just the bits that are bad on it, they're just shitstorm bad. So much happier with this. We've got something to work with here, and we've got a really good parts car. That's where we're at. I think that sounds like a very good plan from here. And next step is really just get cracking on into it. So thanks for sticking around for the update. The next one, we'll be doing everything we just talked about. I know it's a bit of a talk, but I did this as much for my sake as yours. Because I was like, oh, what am I going to do next? I'll just do a walk around at the car, film it. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Now we can crack on into it. So see you in the next video. We'll go through all that. Meantime, like, share, subscribe, all that. Share with a friend. You can do that for free. Patreon. Just going to keep plugging it. You can go there. You get all the updates early and first before everyone else. Otherwise, stick around on YouTube and keep in touch. More to come. Peace.